Well, Mr. Wright? I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star. Wait, are they talking about me? Witness testimony. Okay, we're gonna. Wait, can I make a save? No. Okay, hold on. I think I have to click this first. Oh, right. She has to actually give the testimony. Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Damn. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to the garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then, she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend? How touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. Except she has a cut on her right hand. Though granted, you can hurt yourself when, like, stabbing someone. But typically that's why they have, like, a hilt. Like, it's supposed to block your hand from slipping and cutting like that. Granted, that one's pretty small. So I guess feasibly you could slip past it and, like... But... in order to do that, you'd have to do like multiple stabbings. It was the person was stabbed only once. So the key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. Ho 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 ho. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Merely a flesh wound. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. I'm glad they're not like, fuck you, there's no point to this. Alright, can I now save? No? Okay, witness count. Save. Save. Cool. Now we're gonna press everything, because I don't know what to do. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. I wonder why she quit. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. Who's the boyfriend? This boyfriend. He's the detective? Not that boyfriend. The security guard. I have multiple, you see. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. I love how you had to think about that. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot in Block A. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunch boxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. But there's a fence. So how did she park there and then get over? Oh, through the wire fence. Got it. By garish car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car? Yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it? Indeed, it was. Oh shit, why was Edgeworth's shit used? What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. If she is telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. I'm great at nitpicking! Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. Holy shit, she's hot though. Fuck. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism? I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are home. Oh shit. Her hand's uninjured. She's wearing a jacket. That's not hers, I don't think. Ma'am, stop being a nuisance. I said you were in my lap earlier, but then you left. So what the fuck do you want? You keep fucking with my stuff. A photograph. You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. But then you said you apprehended her. And his body was found out while this doesn't make sense. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you? A prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Crime photo added to the court record. Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana Skye. So, what was the defendant doing at that time? Chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. But in the photo, she's not holding anything. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So, the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Okay, I'm gonna save, but I think the first problem already is that she said she took the photo right when the crime happened and that she was holding a knife in her hand. But in this photo she so kindly gave us, she is indeed not holding a knife. Thank you. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Skye stab the victim with the knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
Sure that is a fine lunch.
But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Ah, fuck.
Oh. Ahem. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That was such a weak objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth.
Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter.
They got a point.
Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph. Ah,
yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood.
Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take this kind of abuse?
Got a better idea?
Objection! Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Okay, thank you. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
That's it?
If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved.
If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go.
Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I had enough time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves.
Whoa, I'm not used to the portrait photo being right on top of the stuff.
But doesn't she wear normal gloves? Which, that confuses me. The fact that Lana has a bandage over her glove. Why not just take off the gloves and put on the Band-Aid?
These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder. A serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it.
What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves? Like driving gloves?
The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies.
In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make.
Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime.
Ag! Impressive.
You're not here for that. Right? Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Star.
This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Star's testimony is flawless.
Sounds pretty fatal to me.
What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that! Okay. Do I have anything that proves it wasn't premeditated? Wait, we can check that? Oh, interesting. Would the knife itself prove it wasn't premeditated because she didn't bring a weapon with her? That's my best guess. I don't know what else to think.
Objection!
Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell boxed lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. Didn't we already establish that it was a knife? What's with this case? Bloody murder weapon. Red car? I'm lying to the prosecutor there? The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, our prosecutors are bad people. The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you say that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves.
Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning.
However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon.
Oh!
This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon.
Ugh! Ugh!
Order! 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 Great. Now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister says good is free. You're kind of jumping the gun there, but sure. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah! The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove. Nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. Suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been Oh, sorry, I forgot. Oh. I forgot I was supposed to read that in her angry voice, but it's fine.
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again.
Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. You thought? How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Oh, she pissed. Angel's deduction. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Already there's a problem with that statement.
The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it?
So, if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy?
I mean, she's not wrong. In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Yeah, there's already a problem, Miss Angel. You just said she stabbed again and again. But, guess what, bitch? He was stabbed only once.
Ah, I love when this is easy.
Let's grab that autopsy. One knife wound. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise.
I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this. But take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Edgeworth assisting us? Well, he's not really assisting us. He's just being like, okay, yeah. Here's what Phoenix is pointing out. Fuck me. Aha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
My evidence to point out? What a hunk! He's my hero, really!
What about my objection?
No one noticed?
Well, witness?
You got the crime scene set, right?
Oh, thanks.
I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now, I realize that such mistakes are possible.
So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify!
Testify! Her red muffler looks like blood to me. That's well, I think there's already a problem again. Cause let's take a look at that photograph that, again, you yourself provided for us.
She ain't wearing her red muffler.
She ain't wearing her red muffler. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation.
The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What?
The suspect...
Okay, no. Now Edgeworth is definitely assisting us. I am confusion. Edgeworth. Come on, man. The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph.
Huh?
But that can't be! Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations! Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails.
What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there. A scarf.
No, not that, but something red. Really? Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business.
What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony, even though you are clearly not to be trusted anymore. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim? This next testimony might just be the moment of truth.
Let's see it. Apprehending the suspect. It's gonna be the fence, isn't it? Just wait. After the murder, the suspect attempted to... Sorry. Oh wait, I think this is her angry voice. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot, even though you are not an acting officer anymore, and therefore that doesn't count. Yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. Yeah, there's a fence along the entire division between A and B. Nice try, though. You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self. Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. Everyone is, Emma. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. Whew. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. Got it. And, already there's a problem, I think. Oh yeah, I already mentioned it. Oops, wait, not yet. I want to save just in case I do it wrong. I think here would be when we present it. The music didn't stop. Nope, I did it wrong. Fuck. Nope. Wait. Partition to her right. I don't know. Oh, off to her side. Nope, that wasn't it either. Wait, but there's a fence. There's a fence. How do I... Whoop, whoop, whoop. Not saving. Loading. How do I... So where is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? Quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details? Nah, don't leave her alone. Press her. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor that she was parked in B block. So, you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link... Oh, but there was a chain link fence in front of you? I went over it, of course. Amazing! The Coffin Queen! Lunch Lady Athlete, indeed! It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. Wait, but I thought the fence was, like, completely, like, to the top. Wait, is it, like, not... Is there a gap? So she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was a... Yeah, no, that's tall. Oh, okay, but there is a gap. Okay. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Miss Sky not get away?